Welcome back to the Network Effect. My name is Fred Robinson. Once again, we welcome you back to, this is actually the creative aspect of the show. We have a gentleman here, he's a tattoo artist, and we want to introduce him to you. His name is Eric Williams. Welcome, my brother.
Pleasure to be here, Fred.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. So yeah, we've been working together on some projects. So I decided to include you in. So thank you for coming.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. You Milwaukee born?
Yes. Yep. I'm a Milwaukee native, born and raised right here off of 45th and Fond du Lac.
Okay.
Yeah. Went to school. Was it Benjamin Carson? You name it. I've been all through Milwaukee.
Okay. So do you still reside on 45th and Fond du Lac?
No. I'm a little further north, off of 85th and Carmen these days.
Okay.
And that's where my tattoo studio is as well over
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how did you get into art, tattooing, and all the other things that you got?
So tattooing first and foremost, I got into that through my brothers. They used to come home with some pretty cool tattoos back in the day.
Okay.
And I used to love them. Seeing them come home with one of my brothers had a stomach tattoo. One of my brothers had, tattoos on his arm. I used to play with as a kid, move his skin around, being goofy.
Right.
And then just kind of fell into. I just felt that was my passion, growing up actually. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a cousin that does tattoos as well, and I don't know, my life just kind of went in that direction. It seemed like what I would be passionate about, and come to find out, I'm very passionate about tattoos, and later actually becoming passionate about my art afterwards, my paintings.
So you had a big family influence. Now, with that said, you mentioned something about playing around with tattoos. So at that young age, did they give you the needle and let you work in them, or how did you?
No, never. I never made it into a tattoo machine and needle until around like 2017.
Okay.
Even before then, I didn't do much art besides, your basic arts and art classes in high school, grade school, like nothing major.
Okay.
It was really, once again, 2017, around the time my son was about to be born, that I felt like I needed to buckle down in life.
Right.
Kind of get everything together. Because at that point in time, I was down kind of bad, jumping from job to job and just no stability.
Okay.
And really disciplined myself and taught myself, once again, how to do tattoos, all the while trying to draw. I used to draw at all my desk jobs that I ever had. I would hand draw, practice, trace, color, anything I could do art related while working, while making money, while pushing forward on my passion. Okay.
Sounds good. Now, you mentioned you started young in regards to tattooing.
Mm-hmm.
So would you have considered yourself an artist before you got into tattooing, or did that grow together?
Not at all. That definitely grew together.
Okay.
They pretty much grew hand in hand. And even honestly, my more artistic side, even painting, which is where I'm trying to take this to, fine art.
Okay.
It took years. It took me 4 years after I started tattooing to really get into painting itself. So
yeah, and you taught me something too. I'm just speaking with you. I would have a person would have thought that an artist, a tattooist,
mm-hmm.
would be an artist, but there's two different aspects of it. A lot of individuals that do tattoos, they don't draw on canvas or paper.
Yeah, not.
And a lot of artists that draw on canvas and paper, they can't draw on skin. So tell us about the difference and why that is for yourself. I know it may be different for everyone else.
So I noticed personally for myself, that a lot of tattoo artists that I knew growing up, like coming up,
Mm-hmm.
Especially in certain areas that I was from, they didn't have the time or I wouldn't say the passion. I would say that the time they were
Hmm.
stuck in the grind, the hustle of being able to tattoo, knowing how to tattoo, but not being able to really draw and express their creative side as much because
On
on
canvas.
canvas,
Okay.
yes. Because I feel like I feel like they were. I'm not gonna say stuck in the struggle, but you get grouped into what quote unquote hustling.
Okay.
It becomes more of a hustle than an art or a passion.
Okay.
Um, and whereas a lot of artists that are already artists, they've been artists, they their natural talent. Once they get it, if they do get into tatting, once they get into tatting, it takes a little less of a learning curve to switch to flip flop, basically.
From someone that's just starting
Yeah,
out.
100%.
Okay. Okay. Now I know you use different inks or
Mhm.
different materials, but is it? But now you have a different canvas. You have your skin versus
Yeah.
versus a cloth canvas. Is that an adjustment? Would you say?
It's a very big adjustment because once again, the 4 years from starting a tattoo and then to transitioning into learning how to paint. It took me a while how to learn how to work a canvas, how to learn
Really?
brushstrokes, how to learn how color equates from skin, to, like you said, cloth.
Right. Right.
It was very much so a learning curve, and it still is for me
Okay.
at this point. And the beautiful thing now is I can very much so tie the two together and come out with beautifully composed pieces of how I want to truly express my art.
Right. Right. And it's getting better with. Would you say it's getting better with experience?
A lot of yes, 100%. Not to mention when I first started off, I was I was doing, I wouldn't say drugs, I'll call them psychedelics.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was doing a lot of psychedelics for me to try to access my creativity, which I knew
Okay.
was there, but wasn't achieving at the time, I
Right.
suppose.
Right.
Um,
So what you with saying that what did you have to do for you to achieve what you were trying to achieve if it wasn't drugs?
it was taking my time and really learning who I am as a
Okay.
person, as an artist, being okay with my art, being okay with how my style is of
Mhm.
artistry, and really um giving to God and just
Right. Right.
letting go
And staying focused.
and staying focused, being
Right.
more
Right.
disciplined, all of those compared to what I was doing in the past,
Right. Right. So now you say it was a learning curve. So I couldn't imagine it. I didn't know you before then. I just met you you in 2025 here.
Right.
From what I see and what the audience see behind us is your work, and this is on canvas. So I wouldn't imagine it would be a hard learning curve. So because these are some great pieces.
Thank
So kind of tell us a little bit about these pieces that we're seeing.
So all right. So I would say this one over my shoulder here.
Mm-hmm.
This was my first piece that 4 years ago when I started.
Really?
Yeah, I was in my tattoo shop at the time, Luxury Ink, at that point in time. And once again, it was just a strive for me to dive deeper in my creativity.
Okay.
So once again, I was using psychedelics to conquer my fears and kind of dive in. So that's why you see a lot of my pieces are a lot abstract.
Okay. Okay.
They're big on abstract illustration.
Right. Right.
Once again, trying to just let what's inside out and really tell a story through my art.
Now, if I may, going back to your first piece, that's a nice piece. So, what is the name of this piece?
So this one is called The Duchess of Doom.
Okay.
Long story short, I was going through a breakup. Heart was completely crushed, and just feeling down, depressed, all of the above, while still trying to maintain a household, booth rent,
Right.
car note, all of the, trying to maintain life. And
Okay.
really took my time. I think it took a year to finish that,
Right.
which is crazy.
So that piece means a lot for two reasons: because of the breakup, and then it's your first piece.
Yes.
Now, is that piece for sale, or is that more sentimental to you, where you're going to keep it?
Everything's for sale.
Okay. All right. All right.
That's
all
why
right.
it's here now. Everything's
Right.
for sale. Yeah, I would love to sell my original pieces.
Okay.
I will be getting prints. I will be getting prints through you guys. So, that's one thing Fred does amazingly. And I'll be selling
Thank you.
prints. No problem. I'll be selling prints. And the original piece on my website soon.
Okay.
I don't have that up and running, but in the next couple months, I'll be having all my art for sale.
Okay. So now, real quickly here, we can just go through the different other pieces that we have. Now, the piece all the way to the right here, that's a piece that we're showcasing here at the gallery.
Yeah.
I love that piece. Now, this piece here, was this a psychedelic piece?
Yes.
Okay.
That was done over many psychedelic trips. Just expressing all three of the parts of me, your mind, body, soul.
Okay.
And just really making it to the promised land, if that makes any sense.
Okay. Nice. Now, this piece over here, tell us a bit about this piece and tell what came about with this. This is two paintings.
Yes.
That you did, and you put it together as a puzzle. So first of all, how did you get the idea to do it like that, and what does that mean?
You know what? It just kind of came to me as far as the two pieces, because I feel like if you hang it up, it just gives you kind of give you two different meanings.
Okay. And those meanings are?
So together, it can mean like a lovely type of vibe. At the same time, how love might not be.
Okay.
If you really, dive in deep, take a look, and then when you separate the pieces, the strings aren't attached, but it's about having the strings attached, which is crazy.
Right. Now you mentioned love with this piece, and you mentioned heartbreak with that piece. So a lot of what you're creating, it comes from within, of course, emotionally.
100%.
So is that one of your ways of getting your emotions out on your canvases?
Yes. I'm a highly emotional person, and I feel like I probably don't show that much. But art is definitely the one way I can express it. I feel like there's no judgment there, no harm, no matter what it is.
Right. I get that from a lot of artists. It gives
me the piece that I'm looking for when I'm doing most of my art. So
okay. Now with your art, I know, is this all your work, or do you have other work that you showcase that you have?
Yes, I actually do have other pieces that I showcase. Currently, I have one other piece, and that's being showcased at Triple B Cafe.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, I forgot the actual address, but Triple B Cafe, that's where I actually sold my first piece.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And when was this?
Was this this was in 24.
Okay.
24.
Right. Have you sold any work since?
Yep. I had an art show with you guys.
Okay. Yeah.
And I definitely sold my second piece at my art show that I had through you guys. My solo exhibition where we did tattoos earlier and art show later. It was pretty lovely.
Right.
So I'm 2 in, and yeah, once again, like I said, everything's for sale. I'm looking for more to sell, to have original pieces and in everybody's home.
Right.
I possibly can.
Nice.
To be renowned and worldwide is the goal. So
right. Well, good luck. You'll get there, man. So now, in regard, you mentioned worldwide. So with your creativity and your art, how are you looking to impact the world? Not just the city here, but the world with what you doing here.
Oh man, that's
through tattoos or just through art like this.
So my segue is my going in through everything is always, I feel at this point, going to be tattoos. And the fact that I can take tattoos anywhere in any, genre.
Right. However you pronounce it, right? We get
Or
it.
yeah, like any kind of subculture, I feel like tattoos can wiggle its way in.
Okay.
And not only wiggle its way in through that, but I feel like that's the avenue. And then somehow, I don't even know how just yet. I'm going to be, I'm going to make my way into fine art so that people, once again, from across the world can see, vibe with, like, love,
Okay.
or just simply speak to them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And really capture their feelings.
Right.
I think that's the biggest thing with art, is seeing how they feel. I don't do commission pieces at the moment, and I don't think I will. I think I wanted this particular art to stay, for me.
Right.
For me to you.
Right. I get it. So yeah, you got to stay off them psychedelics, man. But no, I'm just joking. but on the serious tip, as you see that once you wasn't letting that into your life, how your creativity expanded. So if I didn't ask you this already, in closing, so with you doing tattoos and art as we see here, are you pushing it, both of them, neck to neck, or which one are you more passionate about? Because this is fairly new, wouldn't you say?
This is new. This is new. I think I'm pushing them neck to neck. Because I, at the same time, I still have a goal to be one of the best tattoo artists that, in the world as well. And I have the same goal and passion to be a big name, like, most of us know, like Basquiat.
Right.
I want both of those things, and somehow, some way, I'm gonna achieve them.
Right. Okay.
To get, or at least to the levels that I want them to be. I know that they'll get there.
Right.
So.
Right. Nice. Well, we appreciate you, and it's neat on the fact of that you have two different type of canvases. You have humans and you have canvas.
100%.
So just keep up the good work. Now, in closing, can you let the audience know where they can reach you at, in regards to if they want any tattoos or any work that you have here?
Yes. So right now, you can reach me on Instagram. You can message me, comment, like, post, share any of my stuff at Eric Terrell 2.0. And that's Terrell with one R. And yeah, that's the best way to get a hold of me now. Once again, if you stay tuned to my IG, I'll have websites, links to product you can purchase from me very soon.
Okay. Well, appreciate you, brother. You stay focused, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Great work.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for our podcast. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you later. Much love. Peace.